if there are any questions, anything you would like to explore.
Really like the visualization. It's beautiful. And what I was getting was that this left brain, there was like this clutch in that left brain, going back, judging, going back to a child. Child judging to be safe. Because my father was anxious and he used to like explode. And it was like this holding on and then just realizing, this is meaningless, and seeing it all just disappear.
Yeah.
But it was like an old pattern that was really strongly entrenched.
Yeah.
And I think once there was a realization of where it came from. There was a sympathy for the child.
Yes. These exercises work at a different level than at the mind level or conscious level or the reasoning level. They're more experiential. They might release certain memories, certain sensations, but just to notice what you notice without staying with it, without analyzing it, without, just sort of, you're sharing that with others. It's beautiful.
Energetically, I can feel a significant shift.
Yeah, there can be direct energetic shift, as you say, and it has also long-term effects in your contemplations. It sort of realigns the body-mind according to the higher direction, the direction of consciousness. And it's good. It's good to use whatever you can out of these exercises and during your week, in your daily life. Practice these exercises as best as you can. Doesn't matter about doing them right. There isn't like but just to do them and try to include regularly some form of body awareness. At some point in your contemplation, the bulk of your work will be at that level. Which is an alignment with consciousness. So everything aligns itself with consciousness. The mind aligns itself with consciousness. At the body level, this is the ground where most of the work takes place. The bulk of the work takes place at that level. The other dimension is, of course, the mental, the understanding. the understanding only takes you so far. The rest of the unfolding is experiential, so that your experience of consciousness is much deeper than an understanding. It's visceral. There is a natural tendency for the body-mind to relax into presence. The contraction is extra. But from the contraction point of view, it seems that it's through the contraction that we're going to come to our true nature, through true nature meaning to peace and happiness. So at the mind level, it is work.
Yeah.
It's efforting, and you got to do that.
Study.
In order to, of course, be happy. But it's really the other way around. It's the other way around. It's the natural state is already there. It's the ground of being. The contraction is extra. And so the invitation of whatever arises to come to the presence, to come to the beingness. It's a sort of a dissolving. It's really not, it's more like an invitation, because the flow is there already. It's like all water flows downhill. It's already there. It's already in the condition. It's already there in the process. But the invitation is required, because the damming process has to be. You have to open the valves, It's really even simpler than that. It's just simply loving consciousness. And that's the opening of the valve, of the dam, is the loving of the truth. It's very simple, but from our habitual attendance to the mind, in the body has a habituation to go to its first response, which is the contracted, its first, whatever form it is, blaming, judging, self-hate, whatever, fear of death, fear of uncertainty, but whatever it is, there could be multitude of conditioned first responses. And so, yes, of course, love of God, love of truth is the greatest love. But we have to choose that path. And the best time to choose the path is when we are tempted by, what is the imagery in Christianity? We're tempted by the snake or something, or when we are tempted by the devil. I'm just using these images to believe in devils and angels. When the mind wants to get into the driver's seat, and trigger all the emotions, the fear. What's always available is God. What's always available is consciousness. That's what's so beautiful, because you don't need to go anywhere. to find God. Which is very lovely, because as soon as you love God, you find God. It's that direct, you see. But, you know, we what is the term? We waver. We're habituated to trust the mind. We're habituated. And it's at the body level, there is that addiction. There is the sense of danger, you know. So that seemingly trumps, you know, the game. And we find ourselves in the mind, arguing, disputing, you know, fearing. It's all out of fear. But what's so beautiful is when this happens, there's a bodily level to it. It's at the sensation level, and whenever there is a sensation, there is simultaneously, even before the sensation, but it doesn't matter. No, there is the space, there is the peace. As there is that contraction, that judgment, whatever it is, there is the peace. There is the ground of being is there. Consciousness is there. And so to give the argumentation, the judgment, the fear to consciousness is like giving a drop of water to a drop of water. It's right there. It's right there. The intimacy of consciousness is right there. So you don't need the mind to get to consciousness. That's a trick. This is how, in a way, the mind attempts to maintain itself. That, oh, I can get you to God, you see. What seems to be mind conversation now at some level is different at another level. It's consciousness conversing with itself. At the truer level, at the level of reality, consciousness never leaves itself, never travels away from itself. There is no away. There is no... So eternally you are that. You are that. You are that. Everything that, all impressions, do not detract that from itself. Do not detract consciousness presence from itself.
So I want to ask about protective instinct in relation to expectations about other people, because I get this whole notion of consciousness and particularly the kind of illusory sense that by being kind of hyper alert that you're somehow controlling and protecting.
What are you protecting?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's an illusion.
Who is protecting?
Hmm?
Who is protecting what?
Well, you said something about the body too. That was interesting. So I'm kind of seizing on that point. I see that one of the ways that my energies tend to be dispensed is that there's a resistance to the free flowing of things, which is a sort of energetic dimension, and that that there's not really a whole lot of purpose in that. It's just a habituation kind of response. And I say, it protects nothing. It's an illusion. I mean, the first thing I see is that there's nothing being protected here. It's just standing in the way of a free flow of energy. So I think what I'm asking is, then when we take this equation and involve other human beings, what happens in that arena very often between people is a kind of exchange in which, one way or another, in some subtle way, one's personality, the nature, is oriented towards looking for something from other people, looking for some kind of approval or acceptance or something like that. And I sort of see how this protective mechanism, the slowing down the free flow of energy, shows up in that arena. I mean, that, in fact, that's kind of the arena where you stand the greatest possibilities of doing something wrong that'll cause pain. So that's some aspect of this dynamic of awareness that allows for the free flow of energies in all situations. And being able to be that and own that, is what I'm sort of looking at.
Well, your trust has to be limitless.
That's right. That's the point.
And in the world, relationships, you follow the higher path, meaning you surrender the fear, the me concerns, the tendency to defend, to protect. You give them to the Lord. You give them to that knows best how to do that if and when is needed. And that will direct you when to say yes, when to say no, when to say no, I'm not going to go down this path, I'm sorry, good luck to you. Or yes, that sounds like it's something that really speaks to me, I'm along with you, side by side. But that message is not downloaded via the mind. It is downloaded directly via your love for truth and your love for the reality.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you give reality to the body-mind, you are in some sort of trouble.
Mm-hmm. But
there is no real trouble for consciousness, but from the position, from the vantage point of the individual that you choose as a dream to dream, then you are going to dream a dream of concerns and trouble. And that is not the high path, that is not the path of consciousness. So all your old belief systems about the world, about relationships at work and otherwise, they are downloads, they are programs that become obsolete in this way of being where God is in the driver's seat. So worldly concerns and the concerns about navigating the waking dream correctly subside, and the navigation, because there is a correct navigation in the dream world, and this navigation is not navigated by you. It is enjoyed by you, celebrated by you, you revel in it, you delight in it, but you remain in your freedom throughout this entire process, because as soon as you contract around any experience, around any event, around any situation, this contraction is an old habitual contraction of the identified person. Until there is light and clarity, you remain open to it, and if there is an urgency to make a decision, to respond in a certain way, you do your best. You do your best and you let go.